All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Let's get plasticity opened up for you guys. It is time for another live stream. This one's pretty exciting. Instead of working on the Civic project, where we're kind of getting to the point of building a production mold, we are now designing a kit for our first customer, which is pretty cool. We actually had a customer put in a deposit. They are now on the build list, and the project is a Widebody Audi A8. So I'm very excited for this one. Let's go ahead and get plasticity up on the big screen for you guys. Thought I had it open. Let's see. Boop. There it is. Let me move it on over. All right. So there we go. Perfect. Now the chat should pop up on the right hand side of the screen. If anybody types anything, notifications should pop up right in the center of the screen if anything happens that we need to be aware of. Let's do a quick test chat here. Hello. And if that goes through, we are ready to begin. As you can see here, we have an Audi A8. This is a 2015 Audi A8 D4. Hopefully that test chat pops up soon here. There it is. Perfect. I was just playing around earlier and I did a quick little basic over fender kit. I was going to send this to the customer. I guess I haven't yet. I guess I can send him a quick picture. But this was just a quick little sketch where I went ahead and did the most simple over fenders imaginable. I can go ahead and hide the solids that I made and it will go ahead and show you the body of the car. So this is a really nice file I got for you guys here today. So this is a dimensionally accurate mesh, basically. It was a .obj file, but I can get a whole bunch of different files. And it lets you interact with almost every single part of this car. I mean, look at this. We got the doors, interior pieces, door skins. So if this is a video game and you can set up your POV camera inside this thing, you'd be able to see everything. So you got the whole chassis, got like the headlight pieces. You can even see the individual pieces inside the headlight there. This is awesome. And I think the customer is thinking about getting a different grille. So the factory Audi grille has all those lines going across. I think he's going for more of the tuner style mesh grille. So that'll be really cool to see. But yeah, just even like, for example, here I can hide I'll just hide some of the glass on the car and you can see just how detailed this is. Very, very cool. And this is pretty much one-to-one with the customer car. He's still on the factory wheels, although his are sprayed black. Yeah, his taillights are blacked out. He's got this strip here that I believe is usually chrome. That's blacked out. I forgot if his badge is blacked out, but it's a pretty cool car, and it's about to get a whole lot cooler. So he is our first wide body customer. It's gonna be pretty cool. So this could either be a simple 4-piece kit. We talked about side skirts too, so this could turn into maybe a 6-piece kit, and then he wants to get an aftermarket front bumper and front lips. So we can either design that. Otherwise, since they already have one on the market, it might be cheaper just to buy that one. Hey, stream elements bot running. Okay, sweet. And Ethan, hey Ethan, welcome to the stream. We're working on something a little different today. No more Civic. Of course, we're going to continue working on our production mold for that. But this is now time for somebody's custom body kit. So I'm really excited. And I didn't charge him for this, obviously, since I'm still learning the art of plasticity. And it's going to take me a lot longer than a professional would. We are not charging for this today. But yeah, welcome to the chat, Ethan. I noticed last time, let's see. I know there was, oh yeah. So that's why I couldn't see all the chats last time. I had just the top chat. I just have to have live chat so all the messages are visible for me. Before, only the top of the chat was visible, so now I should be able to see everything on my end. You guys will always be able to see everything on your end. Let's see if we can get rid of this guy. See you later, bot. Okay. I don't know if that'll go away, but... I don't want to learn more. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and reopen this file. We'll center it, and you'll see what I mean. So I don't have the Audi here perfectly centered. It's a little off to the left of the Z-axis there, just a tiny bit. Maybe we'll try to go ahead and center that for us. So we'll go ahead and take our object here, our mesh. We'll select everything besides the wheels, I guess. So let's see. Or maybe we'll just open it back up. I haven't really changed much. I just moved the wheels out. So maybe we'll just select the wheels. We'll do it for both. And I actually scaled this car down. So when you import them, I wasn't sure, like, how am I going to get this scaled accurately in plasticity? But then I realized, all right, well, he's got 20-inch factory wheels on here. So if I draw a circle over the wheel, or at least, yeah, just the wheel portion there, and I'm in meters now. I forgot, it's like 0.0, or was it like 0.5 something? I forgot the specific size. But I basically just did a quick conversion of inches to meters, and 20-inch wheels was however many meters, and that's exactly what I scaled the car down to. So another good way to do that is I could always ask the customer, hey, what's the distance between the left and right side of your gas cap? Or what's the difference between, the tip of your headlight to the back corner of your headlight? Kind of stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take these solid wheels. And I haven't moved them up, I just moved them out a little bit. So we'll go ahead, hit G, move them right on back in. So we are factory again. And you can even, you can move the brakes and everything. I don't think I took the brakes with me. Oh, I took the brakes, but I didn't take the caliper. So that'll be a good way to center them again, is we'll get the caliper showing again. And then you'll know. All right, that's close enough to represent what stock looks like. And we have a reference on the other side of the car. So this is stock fitment. For a wide body, they're typically 50 millimeters oversized, so we'll keep that in mind. To start out, we're going to use the same technique that we used when we did our wide body panel for the Civic, where we're going to trace the generic outline of the car. So we're basically just going to create a skeleton around the mesh. So I'll go ahead and take these so they're not bothering us anymore. And we'll start sketching out just basic lines, break it down to its finest shapes. How's it been since going full-time with YouTube? Everything been good? Well, I mean, technically I've been it's not really full-time YouTube, since YouTube doesn't really pay the bills, so I've just been kind of full-time mechanic. There's been a little bit of struggles getting parts for the NSX, so that's caused some delays and definitely changed up my overall kind of business model for me. However, I got some skills to pay some bills, so I've just been servicing local cars, and that's been getting me by. But obviously, it's not where my heart's at. It's not going to get me by for long. I had another build planned, but that one got canceled last second. So I was like, all right, I'm going to put a feeler post out there. I've always been interested in getting into wide body kits. Since I already have a wide body Civic, it'd be easy to make production molds off that. And I just posted, I think I've posted maybe like 8 reels so far, and already I've had hundreds of DMs. And I think just our subscriber count jumped over like 800 subscribers just from those 8 reels in the past month. So obviously there's a lot of interest in this, and I love doing this, so this might be my new niche right here. Financially, I am swimming in debt right now. I made so many investments in the shop. All good stuff, we got our 3D scanner, I got lifts, I got my flooring in there, shelving, whole bunch of new tools, and they've helped me out a ton, but obviously I still got a lot more money to make, so it's going all right. I'm still alive, therefore I'm still playing the game. And I always joke with people, it doesn't really feel like work anymore, I'm just kind of building, slowly but surely building up the business, trying to get my life in order here. So, like I was saying, thank you for asking, JReg1248. So yeah, as long as I'm alive and I'm able to keep doing it, I'm good. My job actually did call me. They did call me back. Or they didn't call me back, but they just called me out of the blue the other day. And let's make this kit just like the Civic kit, where it starts from the body line down. Anyway, my old job called me the other day and finally offered me a part-time position. And I was like, I thought about it for a second, but I'm like, nah, we're too deep now to do a part-time position. And we're not going to worry about going crazy good fitment today on the kit. Our main focus is just going to be getting some general ideas that we can send out to the customer, the client, customer, whatever you want to call him. He's got good taste in cars, though. He likes these kind of big wagon style cars. We're going to go ahead and switch the shader to something that's a little bit easier to see. Sometimes those reflections get a little distracting. Do you measure from pelvis or hole per se? Yeah, there's plenty of reference points on cars. I know, like, if you're an auto body guy, sometimes there's like diagrams you can follow to make sure you get your car straightened out after a crash. Similar technique used here. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just gonna get it close. I say that, but it's always difficult for me to just get it close. You know, I want to get it. I want it to look at least look decent. You know, but we'll at least make it look nice. And then, yeah, this, as you can see, this model is a lot nicer than the Civic we were messing with. But this is what you get when you pay money for a model. I think this one was like 140 bucks, so definitely it's nicer, but you gotta pay for it. This car is gonna be a little trickier than the Civic because it's got a lot of lines on it that appear straight, but just have the slightest, just the slightest curve. I mean, look at this curve right here. Just very, very faint. So it's almost like too curvy to use the straight line tool, but too straight to make the curve line tool. But we'll work with what we got here. So today we're just kind of testing out. We're gonna try to go a little bit faster than the Civic stream we did before. Stop that one right there. Double check. Fitment looks good. All right, moving on. Actually, we can move that out a tiny bit. Boop. All right, moving on. So then we'll just do a same thing, you know, straight on. It looks like this line is straight, but there's just the slightest curve bowing out, and if you look this way, there's actually quite a lot of curve there. This is a very, very flowy car, and we're gonna design the kit to copy the original design language. Obviously, like that generic set of fender flares I was just showing you guys in the beginning, that was just a quick little, yeah, speedrun Widebody A8 concepts, exactly. Yeah, no doubt speedrun Widebody A8 concept. And I do have another guy, he's got a Hyundai Tiburon. He's been contacting me. I'm not sure exactly how serious he is, but he seems pretty serious. That might be the next one on the build list, is a Tiburon. I'm talking to this guy, and this is why you don't just judge people by surface level. Like I was saying before, I got over 100 DMs on my Faceballs of people, you know, inquiring about body kits. Usually once I tell people that it's going to cost them more than $500, I don't hear from them again. However, this guy, he kept talking to me, which I'm not trying to be car racist, but you know, his cars are Tiburon. You know, he's got Hyundai Tiburons. I'm not saying anything mean by that. It's just that's more of a low budget kind of vehicle. But this guy loves them, and he actually puts a little bit of money into them. And I mean, who am I to talk? I put probably over 30 grand into a Honda Civic, you know, over the years. Probably more than that, but I'm gonna lie to myself and say 30 grand today. So I'm looking at this guy, or I'm talking to this guy, and you know, I show him some pictures of my Civic just to kind of give him an idea of what I'm able to do for him. And guess what? He has an E46 M3 with a GTR kit on it. Straight up, same thing from Need for Speed Most Wanted. That was his childhood dream car too. It's got some engine issues, but isn't that wild? Like, what are the chances of that? You know, he's got the car that I would die for, you know? And you would have never guessed, you know, based on his taste in cars, you know, like in the Hyundai Tiburon. All right, I'm getting way too anal about this. You guys are supposed to keep me in check here. All right, to there. And then, like I said, I'm sure this is a curved line too. I could make that out of 2 straight lines. Boop. 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 Good enough. And now we just got to do the wheel arch. And this time, actually, we are not copying this factory flare. We were able to copy the flare that I have on the Civic because it's already wide body, and of course we're making a production mold of a wide body flare or over fender. So we're not actually going to be tracing the line on the car itself. We'll go ahead and take a look at it from just a straight on shot, and we'll try to kind of come up with a arch here. We'll bring it on out. I don't believe the customer is going to go much bigger wheels. I mean, he's already got 20s. We can always open it up later, but we're just going to assume that he's going to keep with the factory wheel size. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking the factory wheel diameter and just spacing them out a little bit. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I wish I would have done that, you know. 16s look nice on a Civic. I got 17s on there, and they look good, but it forces you to run a lower profile tire, and sometimes you don't want to run a low profile tire if you want to really be driving this thing, you know, driving it hard. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. We'll turn this into a curve. Keep it flowy. Pretty good. All right, and we might move that. Actually, yeah, we're definitely gonna move that, but for now, let's go ahead and copy this arch. So we'll take a look at it from the side. And from here, we could just use the circle tool. Check this out. The Audi wheels even the wheel arch, of course the wheel's a circle, but the wheel arch is pretty much a circle. It's pretty much right there. It's not too far off. Usually there's kind of more of an oval shape. You see these Liberty Walk kits now that are, yeah, the Tiburon does have style compared to the other ones. But yeah, the arch on these vehicles is so circular. We'll go ahead and do a split here. Boop. And we'll do another split here. Boop. And then we'll trim off the excess like so. All right, so now we got our curve here. It's inset a little bit, so we're gonna have to move that on out. So go ahead, edge tool select, hit the curve, G to move it out, and move it along the x-axis until it is visible. And this is where we can kind of find out, all right, how wide do we want this thing to go? So we could start here up against the car. We're gonna call this factory fitment. This is where the factory arch is. And I'm gonna move this thing 50 millimeters out. I think 50 millimeters is a really good spot for most wide body kits. So 50 millimeters out, which would be 0.00 or 0.05 meters? Yeah, 0.05 meters, that's correct. So that is that. Okay, and what's another body line we want to capture? Because we probably don't want to just go straight from here to here. That would look a little strange. We might want to draw another arch a little bit bigger and capture the body line, maybe starting here, going around to where we want the curve to end, maybe here. There's a couple different ways you can do this. But let's go ahead and, yeah, maybe we'll start towards the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this. I believe I can hit Shift D to duplicate it, and then I can scale it up by pressing S and drag this little circle. Oops, I dragged the wrong thing. Drag this little circle, and that'll get us an offset of that. And you can see I kind of messed it up a little bit. I can take it back in. And yeah, I think that'll be perfect. Go ahead, select that. And then we'll do a little trim. Try to trim it right in line with the other curve. And you can kind of see where these intersect. They look straight on, so that'll be good too. Line that up. Put a splice right here, boop. And trim that off. Oh, I missed it. Oops. Just want to put an edge there. There we go. I just had to hit double click it, I guess, today. And trim off that excess there. All right, so now we got our basic shapes. We have the basic outline. We have where we want kind of the top of the arch, and we have the lower portion of the arch. So we're kind of keeping the same design language. That lip for the wide body, I guess we'll keep it around an inch tall. But like I said, we could always change that. Now it looks like we have pretty much a straight shot from where it meets the car out to the flare. So what we can try to do here is we'll section it off. Maybe we'll draw a line from here to here, from this point to that point. All right. And then, of course, we're going to want to draw a line from here to here. All right. And then, let's see. Maybe we want to draw a point there, kind of opening it up a little bit. Do the same thing over here. So we're doing quick and dirty today. At least that's what I'm telling myself. And you can see once we closed off that section there, it made a sheet. That's why it's highlighted in blue. I'll go ahead, close this up here. And there we go. So this might look a little silly at first, but you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. So I kind of do like this curve here. Let's go ahead and duplicate it one more time. And we'll bring it on in. And let's see, we'll make it a little taller. Bring it on out. And then maybe we'll scale it up a little bit, make it a little bit wider. There we go. Try to mimic where it kind of rides in the car there. Rides on the car is what I meant to say. In this one, maybe we will want to trace. We'll see. So there is that line there. So one thing we could do is we could try to use the X-Nerves tool and then use this line as a guide. I don't know how that's going to work. It might look terrible, but it's worth a shot just to play around. So let's try that. We were using the X-Nerves tool a lot last time. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. I'm just curious. Of course, we are still learning. Oh, I don't want to select this guy. Everybody but that guy, actually. All right, let's see if this works. I don't know if it will. We'll give it a shot. Nah, it didn't. No, too much going on. Oh, psych, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, all right. So we used that. So once we selected the guide, it was all right. All right, so okay, that's something. Let's see, can we change the overall style of it? Maybe not. This is the guide. So as soon as I selected the guides, those are the boundaries. And that's my guide, so. That was kind of cool. I didn't think that was gonna work. Very fun. And then select guides. Whoa. That did nothing. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of that tool. Just for fun, let's take that and extrude it, or let's move it off the car and just see what it looks like. That was kind of strange. Okay. Oh yeah, that is interesting. So is that all we get? Continuity. Okay. So that gave us a pretty interesting shape. Let's go ahead and just move that right off the car and see what happens. Hello, Keith. Oh, weird. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, not too bad. So that'd be kind of like a nice smooth over fender shape. Obviously, we're gonna want to tweak it a little bit, but that's something. That is something. That's making something out of nothing, actually. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We do not need that. It's kind of funny to play around with. So obviously, we don't like this just jutting out here. So we're going to go ahead and remove this line. And we'll move this line, and we'll draw a new line that connects these two. I think we can use the bridge function. So bridge curve, hit this, and this. Let's see. I do G0, yep, that should straighten it out. Yeah, I guess we could just start with straight for now. Let's see, G1, that's not good. Can I do G1 on both? No. All right, we'll just do G0 for now. And then what I might be able to do is rebuild this line. So I'll use the rebuild function, and that'll give me some points. We only need, I guess, probably 5 points. That'll put some control points on the line that allow us to kind of bend it. We want to have a little bit of a curve there. So we're just going to take these lines, we'll view it from the top, and we're going to take them, we're just going to bend them on in. Just give them a little bit of, just give us a little bit of curve here. Now, I don't know if that's going to be kinked or if that's going to be a nice straight line. We'll find out. But yeah, that's what we'll do there. And then we'll go ahead and so we got, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this line and maybe we'll redraw that one. We'll redraw it and make it connect on either side. I don't think we can move it. Nope. And then did we delete this line here? Let me double check. Yeah, we did delete that line. Oopsies. All right, so now those should all be connected. A little hump there, but that's okay. Yeah. We'll take it in a little bit. All right. So now we have their overall skeleton here. We got one line we can kind of use as a guide. Go ahead and draw ourselves another arc. Oh, look at that. It brought it right to that line for us. Well, that was very nice. Can we trim that section now? Nope. Call those connected? Huh, interesting. Oh, we could leave that circle there. That's no problem. Unless... I'll go ahead and take this guy. Let's see, which one was it? We don't need him anymore. Don't need that line anymore. And then, oh, that's interesting. Make sure these are connected here. Boop, boop. Okay. Now what we can do is hit this line and loft in between them. And maybe use this as a guide. Nope, didn't like that. Oh, it's because they're not touching. Illustrator. Alright, so it might look a little funny at the end there. That should be okay though. Join those. And we'll join those. And then we're just going to try to hit this line, and loft in between them now. I got a little weird looking. And use this as a guide. No, it doesn't like that either. Okay, let's try. Try that. G0. So that's kind of that basic shape again. Not exactly what we're looking for, but it's something. Hey, happy Monday fun day. Can't stay long. I'm mixing clear coat. Nice. Now we're playing around with plasticity again, see if we can get a good shape here. So we'll get rid of that. Let's see, how else can we do this? Let's go ahead and take the whole frame off the car if we'd like. Hide the car. There's what we got. It should all be connected. But a good thing to do is kind of section it into quarters. So maybe we'll do that next. Just kind of box it up, just so we have a little bit more to work with. All right, so we'll start by connecting these two. And then we'll draw another arch. I want to try to connect these dots here with the big bridge. But I don't know if it'll let me. Maybe not. There we go, that works. Did you scan that car or download a file? It looks great. We downloaded this file. Looks like a fancy version of the Need for Speed Body Kit editor. Yeah. I wish the Need for Speed Body Kit editor was this nice. Yeah, this is, we paid for this file. This is a really nice one. We're trying to see, well, let's see what happens if I loft between these two. Not sure what this is going to look like. Might be all sorts of messed up. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need one more arch on the body of the car. Or at least maybe one. Maybe we'll do a line from here to here. we got that one. Let's do, yeah, let's connect these here. All right, then we can at least box this portion in here. Oh. From here to there. There we go. All right, then we can at least box this portion in. Beautiful. I want this to be very flat. All right, perfect. It conforms to that curve and it conforms to that curve. It means we should be able to do another one here. All right, looks pretty good. I actually kind of like that style, how it kind of curves in a little bit. Let's see. Do we have any other options? I don't think so. And same thing, maybe we'll flatten that one out a tiny bit. We'll just do maybe 0.1. Ah, that looks good there. All right, so we got two surfaces. Let's go ahead and fill this one in. Looks good to me. All right, now we got this whole patch here. I wonder if it'll let me fill this in. It might look a little strange. Like I said, maybe we want to put one more arch in there kind of as a guide. I think I might want to do that. But for our arch, let's draw one. So it's not, it's a little bit more, I guess, cohesive on the body of the car. So we'll go ahead and hide all our own lines because we don't need to see those right now. And we'll draw ourselves a new curve on the body of the car. Kind of right, yeah, we'll just start there. And we'll tell the software to kind of use this as a guide. Oops. Doesn't seem to snap to the cars. There we go. Now, yeah, once again, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work, but we will see. Select that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge, and that edge. Okay, and then for our guide, we select this edge. All right, and that gives us a little bit more curve there. So there we go, that's something. All right, now I know there's a way to smooth out this edge too. What I think we could do is we click on, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I gotta find like easier ways to go back. I'm still kind of struggling with that. So that, and then this is our guide. Maybe we'll play around with different, make it a little more flat. Nah. Because usually I could change the continuity and kind of change the overall shape, but kind of struggling with that today. But this is okay. Maybe we can even move that line. Maybe we'll even move that line a little farther out. Maybe that would be good for it. Because it looks like it wants to kind of sink into the car a little bit. So we're going to take this curve, get rid of this X-NURB surface, and we're going to go ahead and take this curve here and move it out a little bit and see if that keeps it from sinking into the car. Yeah, I should have taken that off the car. That's my bad. So just got to move it out just a little bit. And maybe even move it down a little bit. All right, we're going to try that again. Going to the door is wide body, wide body. Yeah. Actually, I wonder if check this out. I can go inside the interior. Cool. Yeah, this is a nice model. It's a very nice model. All right, let's try this out here. This should flow pretty nice. Select all these edges. I'll use the X-NURBS function. And this is our guide now. All right. That's a little more like it. Very interesting shape. So now we could take all these sheets here, move them on off the car and see what it looks like. So there we go. Now what would that look like? A couple different lights. So let's mirror that to the other side of the car. I think it's Alt X to mirror. So that's like a nice flowy design. I don't think I like this edge here being this tall. So maybe, yeah, okay, there's a pipe function here. I think I could take this, turn it into a pipe. Is that gonna work? I'm not sure. We're just gonna give this a shot. So that'll kind of cut off a little bit from both sides. I think. Or do I want to make it? Oh, I want to make a new pipe. Okay, so I take this edge here, this curve, and I duplicate it. Okay, and then I turn this into a pipe. There we go. So now I have a pipe that's shaped exactly like that arch. And then I'm going to take that pipe. Oops, it went away. Go back. Oh, it went away. That should work. Maybe I have to select. Oh, you know what, maybe, Oh, maybe it did make a pipe, it's just not solid? Is there a round face on the end of that? I can't tell. Interesting. Okay, let's try. Can I do that? Nope. That. Nope, that ain't right. I thought I was onto something there. Usually there's a way to take these lines and kind of turn them into like a pipe shape, and then you can kind of cut away at the arches a little bit using the Boolean operation. Needs a 12-inch sub in the dash. You going to MDF router some arches or hand sculpt on the car, or 3D cheat it? I'm 3D cheating it. I'm cheating. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks like it wants to make the solid. I don't know why it's not doing it. Unless it wants me to take this. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe it just wants to use it as a cutting tool. So take this, put it right here. And then use that as a cutting tool to cut this. No, that ain't it. Okay, let's move it back. There. Use the pipe. And then see. That does it? Huh? No. Oh, that's okay. One other way you could smooth that out is using the fillet tool, which is probably a little bit more common. So I just take this and I press B, and then I can kind of either cut away at it. Oh, it doesn't even want me to do that. Invalid edge for a constant blend. See, I'm still learning. Don't cheat, be the artist. It'll be more bespoke that way. Well, I'll tell you what, it'll also be a hell of a lot more expensive too. But yeah, it would be cool to kind of shape. I know I do like shaping them out of foam or shaping them out of MDF. But if I don't have the car on hand, I really have no choice. Unless I want to 3D print the lifestyle or life size scale of the car and then work off of that, you know? Can I cut back the sheet? Okay, here we go. I'll just do this. I'll take the sheet, cut it back a little bit, and then, jeez. And then I'll take this and bring it down a little bit. There we go, that'll work. And then between these two surfaces, we'll do the X-NURBS function and then do more of a round shape. There we go, so that'll smooth it out. So that's G0 continuity, which is just a perfect flat bridge, but I should be able to do a G2 continuity, which should smooth it out. There we go. So there you go, there you got that kind of nice smooth ridge there. Everybody likes that. And if we hide the lines, you kind of see exactly what we're talking about. So there's a nice smooth curve there. Now let's go ahead and take this. And before we were struggling using the thicken command to turn it into a solid, or offsetting them and patching the gap between them to turn it into a solid. We struggled with that in the last stream, but I think I found a way to fix that now. So this is just a quick hit this, hit offset. Okay, the edges do not all belong to a single body, so we might have to join them together first. So I'll join these. Boop. Let's join all these sheets together, maybe. Perfect, that worked. And then we'll hit offset on that. It still doesn't want us to do it. What about the curves? Maybe we'll just do Shift D to duplicate. Move it over just a little bit. Oh, that duplicated the curves. I need to duplicate the sheet. Okay, hold on. So select the faces, hit that, there we go. Duplicate that, move it over just a tiny bit, boop. And then we got a gap in between them. And then we got to go ahead and fill that gap. Unless it did it for, yeah, it usually doesn't do it for us. Go back to the edge select tool, hit that, Like that. We just got to go around and just use the loft tool here. Very nice. Yeah, so yeah, we did find a technique for finding any microscopic holes that are keeping us from turning this into a solid piece. Oh, sorry, I keep accidentally turning them into guides. Or selecting guide. I gotta select that. Okay. Then this. Then this. And we can use this as a guide. So this is turning it from 2 sheets separated by a small gap to 1 solid object. Just got a couple more pieces right over here. We could change the color too so it's a little easier to see. I don't know if that helps. Didn't like that. Oh, okay. So we got a little bit of problem here. You can see those aren't flat. There's a little bit of a separation there. How are we gonna fix that? Bet we could take this edge. See if we can move it up there. I don't know if that'll work. Probably not gonna work, but it's worth a shot. Okay. Oops. All right, then we just got this final piece, and that should close it up. All right, so it should close it up. But like I said, we're gonna have some little gaps. So we got a gap here, and we're gonna have some gaps along the sides. So how do we find those gaps? That's what we were struggling with before. Let's go ahead and hide the mesh there. Select the whole thing. The software is cool for a render. Yeah, I do like it. And I'm still very beginner, so I'm sure if there's like a pro watching this, they're probably just cringing so hard at everything I'm doing here, but I am still learning. So we'll go ahead and I think it was the fine boundary edges, and we tried this last time, but we weren't getting any prompts to come up. But now we hit it. I think maybe we have to have all these selected, edges, and all that, and then hit fine boundary edges. I think that might be the key. There we go. Okay. Then I believe it'll show us or kind of highlight where the issues are. So something ain't happy in here. And you can see it's like every edge is an issue on this one actually. Sometimes you can extend those sheets Okay, yeah, so we got kind of a strange edge right here. These lines shouldn't be there. I don't know if we'll be able to get rid of them, but we should be able to extend them so they're not a problem. Maybe not. Extend. Okay. Just enough to get them to touch. Looks a little whack. We got a good enough shape here anyway. So I think we're just going to call it good for now. I'm not sure how that happened there. But it looks good on the other end. So we're just going to keep that as one of our designs, one of our possible designs. So we can go ahead and get rid of this side actually. Then we'll come up with a different design. No, I can't delete this side now. Come on, guys. Oh, because this is not edges, this is a whole bunch of faces, I think. Boop. Okay, well, there's our first design for today. We can go ahead and hide these curves. And we'll go ahead, move this on over. Oops. Oh, we gotta select the sheets and solids. And we'll have a look at that. So we'll go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And we'll see if the customer likes that design, or if he's got any opinions on how we can kind of change that up to make it look a little better. Like I said, I don't know if he'll like the square edge. So since we are here, let's go ahead and use that one technique where we select this edge, push it back a little bit. Select this edge, push it back a little bit. And we can even do it a little bit more than this edge and this edge, and use the xNURBS function with a G2 continuity, if it lets me. Yeah. And then we'll hide the edges. There was an option. Hide the edges, and we will take a picture of that, see if he likes that design. And we can change the colors too, so his car is black, but we can just do it like this. And change the colors of our sheets here. Let's do like a gray. The black is really hard to see. And then as far as the solids, oh, those are all, that's the old kit. Okay, so we can make this a different color. Let's make that one. Now we can make it like a dark gray color too. Oh, and of course it wouldn't look right unless we took the wheels and spaced them out. So we'll select those solids. And we'll move it on out. And then we could even simulate what it would look like if you wanted to tuck those wheels in, which I'm sure he will. So yeah, that's just a basic design of kind of a flowy over fender kit. Personally, I don't really like this one. It's all right, but I know we can make something a hell of a lot better. And I think it'd look nice too if we kind of brought it into the bumper. For sure, it would look better if we brought it into the bumper, but there is a quick design there. I'll go ahead and take a couple screenshots here. Let's send them. Because it's not too bad. And then we'll just kind of do some basic designs, and he'll just kind of pick from whatever one he's interested in. Yeah, we could even kind of clean up these edges too. Move this one. Yeah. Yeah, this one is a little. This one we built kind of sloppy, and of course you're gonna get kind of a sloppy end result at the end there. But I'll take a screenshot of what it looks like from the side too. All right, so that's that. So that is a basic over fender shape. We'll go ahead and we can hide that. And then here was our here was kind of a basic fender flare shape that we were playing around with in the beginning. So yeah, we tucked it a little bit, so we're going to want to move the wheel back down. But yeah, that is that. So where are we at for time on this stream today? So that's about 1 hour. So we might have time to maybe mess around, do something else quick. Maybe we could try to make like a spoiler or something. That'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I got a screenshot of this already, so we can get rid of these. And then these sheets, we can get rid of these too. We don't need them. As far as our curves, we go back to these working surfaces because we're definitely onto something here. That might save us a little bit of time actually. So we know we don't want this big old lip here. So we can go ahead and take this line, delete it, this line, delete it. And this line was a little blocky, so maybe we could change the style up a little bit. Maybe we can do something that's a little bit similar to the factory body line. So we'll get rid of this guy. Maybe I'll draw a line here and then drag it out. We'll see. So why don't we go like that? And we'll use the car again. Kind of bring it on out. Well, yeah, I am sure.
Oh, okay.
How was work?
Pretty good.
Good.
He actually got out a little early today, which is nice.
Oh, nice.
I do got open tomorrow though. So I gotta wake up like an hour earlier.
What?
Well, I don't. Well, not an hour, like 40 minutes. But
Okay.
did you want me to go on the treadmill?
Yeah, you can go on treadmill. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Go running.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little running. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Sorry, I love my husband. Sue me.
We're up to no good.
Anyway, see that?
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm
Oh, you
doing.
got the lamp in here.
Yep.
Some ambiance.
Yeah, a little bit better lighting.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of sweaty.
Oh, sorry. Is that your hint to tell me to get off?
No.
Ah, fine. Shit, take the light off.
No, I was getting sweaty before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sweaty schnutz. Oh, I just lowered the light a little bit. I forgot me.
No, I'm just getting so into this modeling. Yeah.
You're looking at models?
No.
I'm just kidding. Alright. You're so good.
Yeah.
Alright, I love you.
Love you too.
Stop stripping for the camera.
Stop not.
That's not how you get views. Getting unclothed in the front of the camera is not the Christian way to do it.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Oh, it stinks!
Anyway, let's see. We'll connect these. And we'll connect these. And we'll do another arch that's a little bit more, well, yeah, a little bit nicer of a shape. Okay, we'll fill that in. So this wide body won't be so aggressive. We'll make this one a little bit more tame. The last one was a little bit crazy. Well, that's weird. Oh, so we must have a hole somewhere. I think we did. That's strange. I don't know why it's not like. Oh, it's just because it's hidden. I have all the sheets hidden. That's why. I was like, what is going on there? All right, so that's one shape there, and then we'll clean this up a little bit. So maybe we'll draw another line in here. Maybe another curved line. Following. Yeah, we'll go maybe from here and here. And then maybe we'll kind of curve that one a little bit. Let's see, we'll go that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge, and that edge. We'll see what this does. Oh, doesn't like that. Oh, you know what? We're probably gonna have to take a line here. So we can fit that in. All right. Oh, let's patch this side. Weird. All right, that flows really nice, actually. So then maybe we'll do another arch from this point here all the way to maybe the center here. That would probably look pretty good. we'll do a line a little bit closer. Maybe we could try to find a way to kind of blend these together. So maybe let's try to draw a line from the corner here to maybe a point here. See what that does for us. So we don't really want to recreate the exact same thing we did last time, so let's try this. And we'll use, let's see, what would be a good guide for us? Wish I could curve this line a little bit. Maybe I could rebuild it and then curve it. Okay, rebuild. Try to look at it from the bottom. Oh, that's a little hard to judge here. I'm all sorts of messed up here. Let's try this, maybe bring in this point. Let's try that. That might not look too bad. This one will move in a little bit. All right, let's see what we can do. It's like this edge just might look a little weird. Yeah, that line did turn out a little funny looking. Maybe I should make it hug the body of the car and then kick out. I think that would be a better move. So we'll start here. Yeah, let's try that.
Well, where is this?
What you got?
I don't know. I don't even remember opening this. I must have opened it earlier.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
I don't want it though.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. There we go. I like that. So let's try to do a patch between all these lines and see what happens. Let's see. All right. Not too bad. It is bulging out a little bit, so maybe I'll do a guideline in between here, maybe from here to here. Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff with this software. So we'll start there. Oh, cool. Got right up the Z-axis. So go straight up. And we'll connect it to the midpoint here. Boop. All right, we got another shape there. I think that's gonna work out really nice. So here, 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 and here. Patch that boy up. Very nice. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that looks cool. All right. Yeah, it flows really nice too. Now I could try the same thing with these corners. I don't know if it'll flow as nice. Okay, so there's still a little bulging going on there. Don't want that. Do not want that. It's like, just because it doesn't know exactly where to go. So when you give it these lines to intersect the patches, basically, it kind of helps it out. I know sometimes, yeah, because that's a little strange. I know there's a squares tool I might be able to use. Might work a little bit better. No, it doesn't want to do that. That's okay. And let's see if I just use the regular patch tool. That's still a little off. So I guess we're gonna do another. I'll just do another one of these lines here. That worked out pretty nice. Cool. You know, this kind of reminds me of the G37, like the G37 wide body fenders. They kind of have a similar design. Let's patch that now. Kind of like gills. All right, very nice. And we'll do the same thing with this piece here. Oh, same thing. It wants to. Okay. So because we have a point here and it bows out here, but it dips here, it wants to kind of find the average of all those pieces. So that's why it does that. So I think I should put a vertical line or a horizontal line across here, and that should probably solve that issue. We're learning on camera here. Okay. Is that line following the body of the car all right? Or is that digging too much? Let's see. That might be cutting into the body of the car. That might be why it looks like that. Oh, yep. So I should have double checked that. This blue line, you can kind of see where it cuts into the body. We do not want that, so we're gonna have to redraw that. That was causing some issues. Yeah, it should be okay there. It still cuts in a little bit. Yeah, this is a curvy car. The curvy car definitely makes it a little bit more challenging for sure. There, that should help. All right, another patch. And then, yeah, like I was saying, let's draw some lines here. Or, sorry, I keep changing it up. Instead of this line, let's draw a whole bunch of horizontal lines. Let's chop it up that way. I think that's gonna be a better plan. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, this software is very cool for a render. Yeah, get out of here. My wife's laughing over there. Tricky little car. But yeah, this will work good. This will actually flow with the body a lot better. You see it kind of, the body, it comes out, then swoops in really hard, then swoops out pretty light. So we're going to have to kind of draw a bunch of those horizontal lines to divide this whole section. But then we'll be able to make them all flow really nicely with each other using basically the continuity feature of this software. It's tricky though. Definitely a learning curve. But once you get the hang of it, and go a little faster. You see here, control points, we can move that out a little bit more. Nope, so that we rebuild that line. Turn on the X-ray. Go back to control points, and then slowly kind of move those out a little bit. I cannot wait to get faster at this, guys. There, much better. Yeah, so this one we can move out a little bit. So we can see that blue line. All right, and then this should be okay. I guess we could do one more horizontal line. And then probably one at the top here. I think anytime you have a crease, you should probably represent that with another horizontal line. So here, not a bad move. And then here, kind of right at the peak there. Probably not a bad move either. I'll just go like this. Yeah. Make sure we're hugging the face the whole time. There we go. Ah, this is a curvy car. It definitely makes it difficult. Okay. Now, that's not the best way to section all those pieces, but it should do. So let's go ahead and patch up all those holes we just made. Oops. All right. Still looking good. All right, I can flatten that one out a little bit. Just because we're just kind of getting a little bit too much into the surface of the car. It's not too bad though. A little flatter. Use this as a guide. That'll help. Okay. This maybe use a lot. It says gap in supplied boundary edges, so I must have... Oh, there we go. Huh. I don't want to patch that section. Can I patch this triangle here? No, it's not having that either. That's okay. How about this whole piece here? Ah, yep, look at that. Oh, cool. Yeah, that flows really nice. So it's just those two sections that's having trouble patching, but maybe we can divide them again. But that is really cool. So maybe we'll try splitting these up one more time. It'll help us narrow down where the issue is. See, we'll double check all our vertices, making sure they look good. Yeah, I think it's fine. Oh, hold on. Nope, that might be the issue. This line, I think, is connecting to that green piece, not the actual blue line. It's connected to a control point. That's the problem. See you later. So that's my bad, because this line is not this line's not sticking out enough. So I could fix that by just moving this out a tiny bit, moving this out a tiny bit, so we can all see it. Might skew it a little bit, but at least then I know exactly what I'm connected to. Yeah, that'll do it every time. Okay, there. The face, connect to the curve. I bet you that was it. It's easy because it wants to snap to these green lines, but those green lines are just used to kind of shape the blue lines. The blue lines are the actual edges. Extaltic, yo, what up, man? Now there's a cool channel. We're making body kits, man. I'm learning as I go, but we're doing a wide body on a Audi A8 D4. And we're just kind of making a bunch of holes here, patching them up. Trying to make a solid sheet so we can thicken it, turn it into a solid. So still did not want to. Oh, didn't want to do that. It's not having that. Can I patch this piece up here? Oh, that it was okay with. Strange. Okay, maybe I just gotta... We'll try just this piece here. Yeah, so maybe there's a gap up here too then. So hard to tell. So you just gotta be a little bit off and it'll cause you issues. Yeah, interesting. Maybe we'll just make some new lines. See what happens. Cannot form outer boundary. What is going on? Somewhere we got something disconnected. But let's go ahead and, just to show everybody what we're working with here, let's go ahead and move this out of here. Get a good look. Oh. So here's our wireframe that we got going on for the kit. And then as far as all the sheets here, we go ahead and move those out too. So here's what our current over fender is looking like. Yeah, the rear end of this one already looks a little bit better. So we just have to kind of blend those edges. And this is about 50 millimeters over stock, so that's not too bad. Yeah, we still got a lot to learn here. Definitely still have some more techniques to pick up on, but that's pretty cool. That's definitely a better shape than we had the first time around. And you can see this little pocket here forms into this little pocket here pretty well. It's like this car is kind of deceiving. It looks like it's made up of a lot of straight lines, but it's extremely curvy once you start getting into it. Cause like, yeah, these body lines are insane. And we're talking, 90-degree angle, huge swoops like that. So definitely kind of trips you up a little bit. But very cool. Yeah, it's a little easier to see if you do a matte finish, but so there's the wireframe, the over fender. Yeah, I know that's a good key is just to kind of work in squares, try to cube it up. Maybe we can give that one more shot. Go ahead. Let's just delete all the sheets here. We don't need those anymore. And really try to get that technique down. Yeah, I think all these lines here that we added, we'll get rid of those. Because there's definitely a better way to do it. We know we're pretty happy here. So we can close that up, no problem. And you can always just use the patch tool for that too, if it doesn't have to be a fancy line. And we know we're good here. We got a nice four-sided piece. And the cool part about this too is like, say you just want to make like a quick adjustment, like, I don't like how that lip is straight up and down. Maybe we can make it so it comes out a little bit. You could always get rid of this sheet here. Take this piece, move it out a little bit. Then get rid of this line. Get rid of this line. Get rid of this line. And draw yourself. And then say like maybe you want this to have kind of like a nice sharp angle to it. You can always go ahead, split it. Let's see, did that work? Yeah, you could always split it there, trim that piece off, and then bring this to a point. That's kind of like how I have the kit on my car, and I really like that, the way that looks. So then we'll patch that up, and you'll see it's kind of a whole different style. See what I mean? Pretty nice. And then we can patch this. Cannot form a valid boundary loop. So we're struggling with that, trying to figure out what the issue is there. Usually if you got a four-sided shape, there's no problem. So I can use the patch tool just fine. Yeah, that is interesting. And I guess we could try to make like an extremely low poly version. So let's patch this up. Go straight on again. And let's see, where would be a good place to divide this up? So I like the idea of having the arch there, but if we wanted to just go straight from here to here, we could always just do endpoint there, endpoint there, and maybe connect these corners as well. And this piece not too bad, so I wonder if we can actually patch this here in a nice smooth piece. Oh, look at that. I didn't try to do that. That's kind of cool though. We can go in between these maybe, and then use that as a guide. Let's join these. I don't want to do that. Patch that hole up. Yeah, and that patched it pretty smooth too. So this is just extremely simple. Maybe we were overcomplicating it. We patch that hole up. Look at that. This part though is obviously this last part's a little too curvy, so it's not gonna like this. So we try to patch that, it's gonna get all sorts of messed up. But we can see what happens. Okay, that wasn't too bad, but you can see it bows out there instead of going in. But I think maybe a couple more lines and maybe we could fix that issue. So how about every time there's a curve, so like here, and the point of this curve here, oops, make sure we're connected to the right spot. Do not want to connect to the green lines. And we got a little point here. Actually, yeah, there's a little bit of piece there. Yeah, it wants to jump to that green. We do not want that. And of course, we got that spot at the tip of this curve. I guess we could just go right. Oh, what's that? Well, let's join these if we can. Okay, that's good. That'll help out. That might have been causing us problems this whole time. So we'll go there, right like that. And we'll see what this turns out like. This is kind of a cool design. I like this. Well, okay, we're just gonna patch it then. Gap and supplied boundary edges. My ass. How about down here? Huh. I wonder what that's all about. Gap and supplied boundary edges. That is strange. Shouldn't be a gap. Those are all going to the same point. If it lets me join them, maybe that's going to be the ticket there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like to join wherever there's a T for some reason. I'm not sure what that is all about. Okay, just for fun. Draw a patch there. See if it'll let us. Oh. See if it'll let us patch that. Huh. So that's my one problem with plasticity is it doesn't give you very good details when there is an error. So it just says gap and supplied boundary edges, but I'm not exactly sure what it means by that. You'd think that means like maybe there's a problem with the connections here, but it shouldn't. Maybe lock between these. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Oh, there it is. See, it's hard to tell, but check this out. Zoom in. Oh, is it? Oh, it's hard to tell. I zoom in and it goes right past it. But those are not touching. They look like they're touching, but they're not. That's the problem right there. It's so hard to tell. There's just the slightest Slightest change, because yeah, it wanted to connect to that green line. But you'll know, okay, so when it says CV face, you don't want to connect to that. You don't want it to snap to that. But when it says curve face, that's cool to connect to. So, gosh, that's tricky. Curve face and curve edge, that's all right. So that should be good now. Now watch this. I'll select that, and watch it work this time. And there it works. So, man, that tripped us up last time too. Let's use the Xnerb function instead. Let's like this. Just want to do that. We'll do a patch though. Interesting. Okay. All right, now let's select this here. All right, that one's good. That one's good. Oh, gap in supplied boundary edges. So we know for a fact there's something up there. It might be that center line again. Oh. Huh, that was weird. Oh, it was trying to connect this whole thing. Oh, it was trying to connect this whole thing probably because it doesn't see this line here. It's probably not connected on both sides. And yeah, I think I see it. Hard to tell, but yeah, I definitely think I see an endpoint floating there. Yep. There's a line, and there's a line, and they're definitely not touching. I wish there was a way to zoom in. Does this zoom in a little bit better? I wonder if there's a better tool to zoom in, because the mouse kind of works in big chunks. But yeah, we'll definitely try to redraw this line. That could definitely be our problem. Yeah, so I probably connected it when it said NCV, and we don't want that. We want it to just say curve face or just intersection. Yeah, our curve edge works just fine. All right, let's try that. Doesn't want me to do that yet. Okay, let's just try this. Huh, there's still a gap somewhere. Did that not connect again? That's so hard to tell. Everything connected in here, guys? Let's get rid of this line and see if it lets me patch this section. So then we'll know for sure it's that line. Nope, not the line. Interesting. Very interesting. Can I delete this line? Or is that going to work? Oh, okay. Just for fun, let's just go like this. See if it fixes it. It might not, but we'll just see. Yep, that was it. So it was something to do with that line. It wasn't having it. So there you go. Let's go ahead and yeah, it should be all right. Let's go ahead and hide the edges. That's kind of a cool design. I like that. kind of flaring out a little bit towards the end. So that's a little less like your typical yeah, that's not too bad at all. And it shouldn't be bad now if you needed to make adjustments. Like now it's like, do I like that it kicks out at the end there? Maybe not as much like this. Just to kind of give you an example of what you can do. Like if we wanted to go ahead and delete those lines, we could. Or delete those curves, we could. We could get rid of this guy. Oh, does it treat this all as one line? Yeah. Whole bunch of different ways you could do this, but that wasn't too bad. So we'll just leave that as it was. We'll take another screenshot, let our customer see that, see if he likes that similar style. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's a little bit more flowy. I kind of like that, how it just kind of goes straight from the body line straight down to the lip there. If I were to change it, yeah, I'd take this lip here, try to push it back. But I don't know if I can. No, I can make it go out, but I can't push it back, unfortunately. Unless, maybe there's a sheet. Nah. No, that's okay. Let's go ahead and move this whole thing onto the car and see what we think. Oh, not the lines. Get those out of the way. Don't need you guys anymore. Just the sheet portions. Oh, that's why. And there's that. Pretty cool. So yeah, there's a gap right there, but we're just gonna ignore that for now. I like that, and I like how it kind of accentuates that square corner in the front. I was talking to the customer about that, and he likes that kind of style. So let's go ahead, we'll hide the edges here, and take a look. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Get these curves out of here. And if we were to tuck the wheel up in there, that probably wouldn't look too bad. Oops, sorry. Tuck them up there a little bit. You can even, I could even rotate them so I can give them some negative camber if I like, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is another style we could go with. That's not bad. It's a little more simple. It's not bad at all. Let's look in the different colors. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to look at it, is like this. So we'll go ahead and take another screenshot, and I think that'll be it for today. And maybe we'll, yeah, cool. I like that, that's not bad. Of course, every kit's getting a little bit better, So maybe I'll open up, like a Word document, or open up a photo editor, and I'll put all the screenshots side by side, and that's the last thing we're gonna look at for today. But this ain't too bad. Still learned a little bit more today, which is what it's all about, just being a little bit better than we were last time. So let me move this over here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up I'll just open up my photo editor. And we'll do a new one. All right. So, sorry, it's gonna be black for a second here. I guess I can make myself a little bigger. Hello. I'll go ahead and open the new images. Open that one. Open another one. I'm putting all the pictures of all the wide bodies on one here to see what style you guys like the best. I kind of took a better screenshot there. I suppose I should have taken them all at the same angle, but I didn't. Oopsies. Let me just try this actually. I'll just try opening up all the screenshots. And I'll go like this. Window capture. Okay, so I'll just try this. Make myself a little smaller. So here's I think the second kit we made. This is what it turned out like. Not too bad. See, I actually should be able to open these all up at once. That one already opened. And that one. Okay, so here we go. So here's kind of the style of the first one we made. So it wasn't too bad. It was a little flowy. Had definitely more kind of like your classic wide body shape. And then here is the one we just made. This one, by far my favorite, I think complements the overall style of the build, or the overall style. Sorry about that. Overall design language of the car. I think this is a little bit more. This is my favorite one, I think. And then we have this one, which is basically just if you were to do a quick over fender. This is similar to like a universal over fender shape. So we'll go over all one more time. So here's the one I like the most. Complements the design language of the car. Of course, we'd add an extension onto the lower portion of the bumper. Here's a little flowier, just kind of your classic wide body shape, similar to kind of like a Rocket Bunny kit or something. And then here's a generic fender flare design. So yeah, let me know what you guys think is the best for you. Hold on. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think I might have one more screenshot showing a front end shot of, is it this one? No, that's not it. But yeah, anyway, I think this is the best one here for sure, which is this guy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry if it was kind of painfully slow. I mean, that was probably like a good almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours of streaming. But we came up with a couple different designs, and I think this is my favorite one. So I'll send them all to the customer, and I think this is going to be his favorite one. It's definitely my favorite one. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see if I stream tomorrow. I might just work for tomorrow. So I'll work for tomorrow. I got some stuff I got to catch up on. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you can always hit me up on Instagram, or it's afton.voigt.ej8, or send me an email, or I'm just Afton Voigt on Facebook if you want to DM me. If you're interested in getting a kit built for your car, It's a good thing I'm not charging for these renders for the first customer because, yeah, I still have so much learning to do. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So that 2 hours, it felt like 30 minutes for me, but I'm sure it felt like 2 hours for you guys. Alrighty, well.